Wow, what a beautiful morning. Look at that beautiful sunrise or whatever. Whatever that is. Look at that. It's just lovely stuff. Wow, wow, wow. That's just wonderful. It's a beautiful day. I'm sure it's gonna be a beautiful day. That's what they say. Yay, yay, yay. My lord. My lord. My lord. I'm gonna have some Cheerios in the morning. Some morning Cheerios, my lord. Yes, yes, yes. So be it, I say. That's enough for now. And then we need some milk and a spoon. Some milk and a spoon. Oh, here's a spoon. Perfect. It's preordained, I dare say. Come here, milk. Come here, milk. Come here, milk. Come here, milk. That's plenty of milk for me. Yummy. Get back in there. Silly milk trying to escape my grasp. If I push you down, you stay down. I push you down, you stay down. What a funny joke. At least it's like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. You're a bit crooked, dude. Stay careful. There you go. There you go. A car, a seagull, and the morning sun. Such lovely things. Wow. Whatever. Hello. How are you? Russell and Albert. Hi. How are you guys doing? It's currently 6:19 a.m. for me. That's nice, Anthony. I woke up at like 4 a.m. I'm a bit beat because I fell asleep with the light on, so it wasn't like a good optimal sleep. So I'm a bit feeling a bit sleepy. But I have a birthday party to go to today, so I have to be ready for it. Okay. Let's see, I'm gonna guess your country. An hour ahead of me. No. Um Finland, maybe. I don't know. Isis is king. I hope you have a nice day. Thank you. I hope you have a nice day too. I hope everybody does. So I have to wrap some gifts here soon. You see the gifts up there, maybe? No, you barely see them. They're right there. That's the, that's the gift. It's for a 6-year-old. So I'm gonna wrap some nice tennis rackets, some balls, a frisbee. This is my morning right now. Look at that, that's pretty nice. a nice morning. You have the other morning. This is two different mornings actually. I have a different morning for each window. Hi. Hello. Hang on, let me catch up. Hello about our live. Sorry. Yeah, car guy. Hi. Hello from Russia. God, I can't say your name. I wish I knew Cyrillic, right? I don't though. But thank you. I am. I'm doing better and better. I'm still waking up. A bit sleepy. Hello, Sack Abbott. God bless you. You're saying a lot of highs. Hi from England. Hello, Bria. Hello, everyone. Oh my, that's a lot of highs. You're from Afghanistan. Okay. Is it warm there? Oops. From America. Jennifer Shunzi? Are you from China? I am new, yeah. Pretty much new. From India. Pakistan. Okay, Jennifer, take care. Damn, we have almost all of the world hanging out. That's pretty cool. I'm from Sweden. It's still cold here. We just got rid of like if I'm gay. I'm not gay. I'm from Sweden. Oh yeah, I said that. Sweden. Good night, Bria. God, I keep getting milk on my beard. I can't eat. I don't know how to eat cereal. Let me get a towel. Although to be honest, a good thing about beards is it's like if you spill food on them, it doesn't get sticky because your beard like Nude Norman is so scary because he asked if I'm gay. No, that's not scary. Countryman. Yes, Sweden. And it is beautiful here. I got a little seagull action though outside. Looking for food. From India. India is beautiful too. Oh, my cat enjoying the view. He's looking at the birds. Pitte. Here he is. Hi. He's just enjoying the view himself. You're not the first one to make that observation. Satyada? No, I don't know. The model Susan? No, I don't. And I sound. People do say I don't. Oh. Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna do a thing, right? 1 sec. I'm gonna do a thing. Because YouTube translates to Swedish, right? And I like to have an extra chat window open on my TV that doesn't translate. That's in English because translation is silly, but sometimes there's a language I don't know. So I like having both. And that way I can read both. So I'm gonna do that. Can you check out? I'm not lying, Susan's my aunt. Okay, that's cool. Red flag. I'm a red flag? I guess I don't know the model Susan. Gentilia, huge ass. You got me. You got me good. Good job. That was funny. I wasn't ready for it because for the past few days, people have tried to get me in the same way, but with the N-word. So I wasn't ready for the more tame version of that. But I'm happy that's the one that got me, though. Good job. That was funny. Gonna wrap some gifts here soon and prepare some seeds to make them start growing in some seed nurseries. I bought this to make them grow. Check it out. Boom, boom, boom. Some nurseries for seeds. I'm gonna plant some seeds in. The seeds I have are, I got myself some gherkins, some corn, summer carrots, broccoli, chilies, and pumpkinas. That's what I got. I'm gonna prepare. It's gonna be fun. Get some pumpkins growing. That's what you want. Please? Please what? Is it the eating sounds? I'm sorry. I'm almost done. Yeah, that's what we got going on. That's what we got going on. It's gonna be fun. Some hearts. Thank you. It's very kind. I'm trying to see if that's you trying to trick me, money plant. Wait, no, not you. Hang on one sec. Yay Shri Ram. I said it. Why is only Hindu real? Should I like and sub? If you want to like and sub, you should. I'd appreciate it, but you don't need to. Thank you very much. I saw. Thank you. It's very nice of you. Brother, something is behind you? There is? What's behind me? I see what's behind me though on the phone. I can see what's behind me. I have my leopard print towels right there on my spoon. Got my binders. So I know what's behind me. How old I am, oh, that many, I think. I'm pretty sure. I think that's 30, right? Should be 30. But I'm feeling my age. It creaks when I stand up now. I do not recommend growing old. Don't do it. It's a mistake. Okay, I'm done making mouth sounds. Oh look, Arya, you look older than you are. There's a skinwalker by my door? Oh, that's just Mike. He's chill as hell, dude. Mike's chill. You wanna say hi? Let me tell you, Mike. Let me introduce you to Mike the Skinwalker. He's not that bad. Not that bad a guy. You see him? He's out there. Say hi to Mike. He's out there, dude. Oh, he got you. Mike got you. Mike got you. He scared you. Say hi 10 times. Hi, 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 hi. Maybe you got an extra one there, but that's free. Dude, it was pretty much like being 20 years old now. The technology we have available to us might be different, but 20-year-olds are pretty much going through the same emotions, right? Your kids say hi? Thank you. Tell them I said hi as well. Or maybe that's what the 10 times of saying hi was for. I'm actually gonna wrap some gifts for my cousin's children here now, because she's turning 6 years old and it's her birthday party in 10 hours. Yeah, about 10 hours, 10, 11 hours. What? What you say? Say books 10 times fast. Mate, the steam will you say hi? The stream will you say hi? Say books 10 times fast. Books, 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 books. I sound like a duck. Well, not a duck. I sound like a bird of some sort. So we got these gifts for my cousin who's 6 years old. We got her this because she collects these ponies or this brand of animals or something. I don't know. Farm World. Well, she collects like plastic animals. We also got her a frisbee. It's gonna be fun. Maybe I'll get to play with her. Got her these big ass things to woo with, right? You got the badminton ball and the natural ball. And just to make sure she's got extra stuff to hit with them, got her some more balls. There we go. So I need duct tape. So I need to make sure I have that stuff. Run outside and yell it? No. I will not. No balls, I guess. Why don't you do that? Why don't you go be rude to people for no reason? So we need tape. That should be enough tape. And then a scissor. A scissor is what we need. Perfect. Well, I don't really care if you don't subscribe. So that's okay. I do not care. Yeah, you're only asking once? Why don't you ask not at all? Because you're annoying. And people probably think you're annoying, but don't tell you that. Okay. So how are we gonna wrap these gifts though? Do we wrap them individually or all together? It's a good question. I think yeah, that sounds good. They will do like a deal where it's like maybe that'll work. Maybe I should have researched how to wrap gifts. I am sure it will be fine. So maybe we'll do like the rackets and the balls together first, right? Yeah. Let me actually make sure there's like stuff not in the way for us. Okay. So you can see what's going on, you know? Now roll off the table here now. Okay. There we go. Careful. You'll fall over. There you go. Now you can kind of see what's going on, right? Yeah. Okay. So we have the frisbee. We got the pony. And we also have our scissor, our mitten, badminton. I don't know. Scissor, tape. Scissor and tape. Okay. So I'm like imagining a deal where we're like kind of doing this kind of deal. Hi. What's going on? Trying to wrap gifts for my. I don't know what it is. Oh really? Yeah, you wanna go? Don't mess with my skills, man. Okay. Oh, hi, Marcelo. Sorry, that wasn't directed at you, Marcelo. That was directed at another person. I'm wrapping gifts for a gift. Well, that's self-explanatory. It's a birthday of my cousin's child. She's turning 6 years old. So I'm trying to figure out how to wrap the gift. I'm not good at it. I haven't been a gift wrapper for a long time. But I'll figure it out. Sorry, I'll be right back. I'm just doing a little thing. Won't be long now. I will not do that carpet. And someone already asked me to do that exactly the same way. So I'm not sure. Okay. Carpet. That's not very nice. And I care, Marcel. Just so you know. I hope you're having a good time at your friend's house. And then carpet, don't be rude. It's not very nice. Oh, really? Oh, really? Yes, really. Okay. Oh, hamster meat? What's that supposed to mean? Ah, we don't have Domino's here, so I can't. Sorry. I'm in Sweden. Yes, we do have those. I do know Anomaly. Do you know Pop Anomaly? I do have Lidl and IKEA. Pizza Hut, not in my town yet, but Pizza Hut has been moving into the country. In the bigger towns right now, though. Okay. So now, what we're going to do is you play CS. I did used to play CS a lot. I played back in 1.6. That was the first CS, kind of. That's the version. That's the old version. And then I played Counter Strike Source. Then I played the one that was called Global Offensive. That's now CS2. But I haven't played CS2 yet, so I guess I don't play it. But I'm very familiar with it. Okay, so I think we do this, right? Put some tape there. Do you play CS? And if you do, what's your favorite map? Duct tape hard. Yeah? Okay, you should go play with your friend's go-kart. That sounds very fun. I opened a few cases in Global Offensive. I got a bat. I think like I opened like 10 cases all in all, and on the 7th case I opened, I got a knife, an M9 bayonet that when I sold it was worth about 100 euros, and now it's worth over 10 times that. Sarcastic scoundrel, your friend. I'm not a racist. Yeah, I know, that's why I'm so sad that I sold it. I goofed up. No, I sold it for 100 euros. Hang on, I'm reading the chat on the big screen, but I'm not able to keep up. I wanted to say my favorite map, and my favorite Counter-Strike map is the Rat. The Rat. That's a good map. It's like a map where they made it so you're the size of a rat in like a house. That was so much fun when I was a kid. Like so the counter-terrorists would spawn in the freezer or the fridge, and the terrorists would spawn in the cupboard on opposite ends of the kitchen, and you could like get into a vent and you could get up on the light in the roof and shoot down and stuff, and you could jump down from like the door frame up here down into a bucket of water, a mop bucket. Welcome back, About Your Live. And yeah, so it was like a little rat game. Yeah, there was many different versions of it too. Yeah, that would be pretty sick maybe, but I haven't looked into the like the because when I played Global Offensive, I only played like the official game modes. I didn't go into like a server list or anything or see if they had like maps made by the community like the rat that map was and stuff. So I don't really know because I don't really want to play seriously. And if I'm not going to play seriously, I'd rather do fun maps and such. But I have so many games on Steam to play. The game I've been playing recently, there's a game called Deadlock that's currently being developed by Valve. It's in beta right now, and it's a mix between League of Legends and Overwatch, set in an alternate version of New York, where it has like monsters and stuff. That's pretty cool. It's made by the same people who make Counter-Strike. Or well, makes it now. At first, Counter-Strike was actually a mod for Half-Life. It was a mod for Half-Life, I think. And then as it was gaining popularity, Valve just bought it and like made it what it is today. And like hired the people who made the mod, I think, pretty much, which is really cool. You already knew that. You might know more than me, actually. Really? Oh yeah, true. I remember the one, the Team Fortress that came out before. It's definitely a mod of Half-Life 2. I never played that one. I'm sorry about the noise. I never played the first Team Fortress, but yeah, you're right. I keep forgetting whenever Team Fortress brought up that like the one we know today is like the second version of it. How are we gonna wrap this though? Maybe putting it on the side? No, that's stupid. Oh yeah, that might be true. That might be true, actually. I don't know as much as you do, I think. I think you know more than me. How am I gonna do this though? Okay, let's put some duct tape on here. Sorry if it's very noisy. I'm wrapping gifts. Going to my cousin's child's birthday party later today, and I want to get her gifts wrapped. She's turning 6 years old, and her mother wanted her to be given playing outside toys. So no Quake for her. Poor child. Also, I talked about Deadlock earlier. That game was supposed to be very like neon vibe, like futuristic neon stuff. And in early playtests, the playtests were like, dude, it's too bright. Please don't make it neon. Because they were trying to make like a, I don't know, what they're trying to make, a copy of Overwatch or something, no clue. It was supposed to be very neon, cyberpunky. But early playtesters were like, my eyes hurt, please don't. That's a lie, Callan. I don't have money, donation enabled, but thank you for trying. You little trickster, you. Little trickster. So yeah, Deadlock was supposed to be neon vibes, right? But they changed it to be more of a noir type. Like, if you imagine like seedy noir movie with New York being that. But they changed it. Some heroes survived, some did not though. I know this is probably very loud, I'm sorry. No. Please don't break the paper. Saved it. Perfect. Okay. And now almost done with one gift. Amazing work, me. So I'm very sorry about the noise. But I'm pretty much done with the worst one. This stream, dude. This stream is like slice of life of me, a little slice of my life, I guess. This morning we had some Cheerios, and I am currently wrapping gifts for a 6-year-old's birthday party. That's the child of my cousin. What do you think this gift might be, good sir? Good mate? Are you from Australia? What would this gift be? What do you think this gift might be? I ponder, I wonder what this gift might be. I do not remember. But dare say it's for me. A little rhyming. A little rhyming. How fun. Okay. Now, how do you wrap? You are absolutely correct. It's 2 rackets. Lighter rackets, but kind of badminton, but like bigger, so it's easier for a 6-year-old to hit stuff with it. And it has like a big badminton ball that comes with it, pretty much. You're spot on. Astute observational skills of you, gentlemen. The army. I donated $1, Baba Yaga. I know that's not true because I don't have donations enabled. Or do you not need to enable them? Either way, I don't think you did, but I appreciate the sentiment, Baba Yaga. So for example, yesterday, there's a ball in there too. It comes with a ball, a big badminton, and a normal badminton, but we also got 3 extra balls. We're already golden. My dad got her this pony as well, got her a frisbee, and he got her the 3 extra balls. I am the man who brought the rackets. My father got the rest. So we should be pretty golden. So what was I saying? Yeah, it's like a slice of life thing. Yesterday I did a lighter workout and also like a workout smoothie or something. The day before that I made a sweet potato pie. And then I ate too much of the sweet potato pie right before bed, and I had a bad night of sleep. Oops. Who would have thought that massive amounts of sugar before trying to sleep is not good for sleep? Like, who would have thought? How old are you, gentlemen army? Also, can I say what? TGA? TGA? No, that's not. I'm trying to think of a short name for you. I'm 30 years old, dude. I'm 30. Oh boy, you sound more respectful than I do. But when I was 24, I was going through other stuff, so that's not nice of me to say. What I meant was I wasn't really brought up well, so I had to like raise myself. Yeah. This beard screams teenager, doesn't it? This beard just screams little boy. Where are you from if you think this beard is like a early 20s of beard? What kind of hairy country are you from, my friend? But I do see is that an American man in your profile picture? Is that no? That's just a normal top hat. That's not an American top hat at all. I thought it was like Uncle Sam or something. I was incorrect. Oh, you're crooked. Poor guy. Hang on, let me fix that for you. Let me help you sit up properly. There we go. Okay, Australia. I thought so because you said mate. I'm from Sweden myself. It's 7 a.m. here right now. From down under. Oh God. I remember a movie called like Parallax or something. Oh no, it was like a kids show from like 2005 that I watched. It was this kid who found like a portal that took him between California and Australia pretty much. And he had like two families, like a stray cat. Yeah, I think yeah, you're supposed to be 8 hours ahead, I think, or depends on where in Australia. I guess I don't know how your time zones work, but I do know you all live along the coastline, and like the rest is just like what, cows or like ranches, right? Maybe not just ranches, but big parts of it. Yeah. Have you ever seen the flag they made, or like not the flag, but like they did like this program that lets you see how big countries actually are in relation to each other? Because like the countries along the equator look like they're the same size as like Europe or like European countries, but since they're on the equator and we live on a circle or not, maybe, who knows? I feel like it's a circle, but I'm pretty sure it's a circle, or who knows? But if we're in a circle, the equator would, make those countries along there way bigger. So like Brazil is the same size as the United States of America. You're right, Nolan. And Sarah Larson is still on my whiteboard. I have not listened yet, though. I'm sorry. I've been very busy. I bought some gifts to wrap for my cousin's child. I'm just gonna call her my cousin, actually. What I was saying was that, like, I wonder how big Australia is in comparison to Sweden, actually, as compared to the maps we know. What I'm doing this weekend, oh boy, today, birthday party for a 6-year-old. On Saturday, hopefully vibing, chilling. Sunday, my grandma's birthday party. See, she's not turning 6 years old though. She's turning, I think, 10 times that plus a few years. So birthday parties all around. If you had to tell me a Sarah Larsson song to listen to, which one would you pick? Okay. What gifts? Well, I didn't get her all of them. I got her this gift. That's like a racket situation with some stuff to hit with the rackets. But then my dad also got her a frisbee and some balls for the racket and a pony. Yeah. A lot of your country is desert. So you think like Australia is like huge, right? But your population is like all along the coast. It's not actually that big in terms of like population when compared to what you would assume when you see the landmass. Australia population. I'm Googling your population in 2025. 27.5 million. And let's see Sweden. We are, well, scheiße. We're at 10,600,000. So you're still bigger than us. Darn it. I thought we had you. I've been trying to get us up there, you know? But yeah. I mean, what's the population of America, though, the United States? I feel like the United States population Holy shit, 341 million. And okay, so yeah. So okay, so the land area of the United States is 3,797 million square miles, but the Australia is almost 3,000 million square miles. So you see how like you're very okay, you're not very close, but you're way closer in like land mass, but you're like way different in population. But isn't that very dangerous though, the mining? Or is that oil thing? I'm thinking about the oil fields with those men who are like on an oil drill, like putting the pipes down, and they have like a chain that wraps around it while they got a ciggy in their mouth. You're like, and their shirts, no shirt, just bare chested, working away with a dart in their mouth next to the where the oil is coming out of the hole on the top. And oh yeah, tradies. What do they have in Sweden that you get rich off quick of here? I don't really know. I've never really thought about it. Drug smuggler? No, I don't know. I guess it's the same here, right? I know that the north of Sweden are like offering incentives for you to go work there. Like they help you with relocation money and everything because nobody wants to live in Norrland because it's like way into the Arctic Circle and it's so far up. It's so cold. Like it's not hot. It's just not nice. Because it also is very dark in winter and also very bright in summer. Or like it's like bright all night in the summer and dark all day in winter, basically. Yeah, you doing a little pun, baker boy? Breadwinner? I did go to chef school, but nothing stuck. I remember when my teacher was like, when I was doing the bakery station or like the baking / dessert station where you made desserts and bread and stuff. My teacher dared suggest that I use the scales to weigh the flour to make sure I don't fuck it up. I'm like, no, it's okay. It says 1 deciliter. Thank you very much. If it says 1 deciliter, it is 1 deciliter, teacher. Thank you. Why would I need to measure it? Yeah, maybe the density, silly boy. I don't know, man. I love the cold myself. I got that natural winter coat. Okay. You do live in Australia, though. How cold does it get in Australia? Like, what's the coldest you've had? Because here and where my girlfriend's from, North Dakota, in winter in North Dakota, sometimes they have to warn you about trees spontaneously exploding because they're so frozen and it's so cold. So I'm not sure you've been through that one. Spontaneous exploding trees shooting frozen darts of... Yeah, that's nothing, my friend. That's nothing. That's like shorts weather, bro. Literally. Unless it's windy, then you might need some longer shorts. So if it's not windy, you can get away with a Speedo, right? But if it's windy, you might need this size of shorts, you know? About your life. I'll remember you, man. You asked me if I was gay earlier. So I remember here in Sweden when I remember one time it was so cold that when I was riding my bike, it froze my my snot coming out made little like icicles that hang off my nose and frost little ice drops in my beard. So I had to put a jacket on. Sorry. Maybe you've been in colder weather though. Nostricles, that's a good one. So I'm not sure you're gonna do a lot of cardio when you're impaled by wood. Maybe that's more of a high hit workout, HIIT workout instead of cardio though, because you gotta dodge and do lunges and stuff. So it's more of a high intensity interval training thing. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask: do you own your own bakery, or do you just work as a baker? Okay, we gotta wrap some more gifts. I do love nostricals though. That's very funny. And I'm sorry if I assume that you haven't experienced stuff colder than 7 Celsius. I'm not sure how cold you've experienced, so I shouldn't act like that's nothing because you might have been through more. Maybe you've been on Mount Everest in Toga. What do I know, right? I need to center myself. I'm lost. So we have the frisbee that we need to wrap, and we should probably remove the. Should we? I don't know. I should remove the tag, right? I wouldn't want to return that, right? She loves to throw frisbees, and I'm sure the frisbees are good to have supplies since kids tend to throw them into the trees, as kids do. I just work in one for now. I'm actually gonna get my own one. I'm going to travel the world and explain all the bakeries around the world to bring some culture home. What kind of stuff is mostly what you bake in Australia? Excuse someone. In like I'm not sure how it's like in Australia, but like all of those like specialized shops that like bakeries, butchers, and everything is like has like disappeared, you know. But now they're coming back, kind of. But they call it like artisanal breads and stuff instead of just a baker. But like, because now it's just like all compacted, right? I know in the biggest store where I live in like a smaller town, but we have like fresh baked goods and like a charcuterie area where it's like still freshly baked and such, but it's like owned by a bigger corpo. A corpo. I keep forgetting what I'm doing. So I don't know if that's a thing in Australia or if it's still like fairly common for people to own their own stores like you want to do. Because if that's disappearing, that's not good. And when you say oh, you work night, right? No. Yeah, you work through the night then, right? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I do know you gotta work night as a baker, obviously. But I thought you just woke up early. I didn't know a lot of people would. Sorry, I wanted to ask when you say bring some culture home, do you mean culture in general or like different ways of doing baked goods and stuff? Hot cross buns. I know the song. I'm not sure what it is as a thing. Anzac biscuits. God, I don't know that stuff. Sourdough, though. I wanted to make my own sourdough starter for so long, but well, there's been a lot of stuff I wanted to do for so long, but apparently I've had undiagnosed ADHD for like a long time, my entire life, apparently. And I just recently, a month ago, got the proper medication. So that's why I'm like, started doing things now. Like I cleaned like very thoroughly my entire apartment. Hi, Pixel. How are you? That's cool. We have a thing in the south of Sweden, which is like a thing. You know, when you're doing woodworking and you have the thing where you just like hold something against like a wood and you spins around very quickly and it removes the wood and you can like shape it. It's like common when making legs for tables and stuff. Svarv, it's called in Swedish. They have a pastry in north of Sweden, in Skåne, that's and you make the pastry by spinning it the same way, but slowly adding like layers of meringue or something like that. Or maybe not meringue, but you add something, it becomes like a meringue type of cone thing. Maybe. It depends on what kind of ADHD you have and what you do in the bakery, I'd say. Like, because it can be different, right? For me, it was like very common because I wasn't aware of my ADHD. Like, I got diagnosed now at 30. So I didn't know. So I didn't know why I wasn't functioning like others. I didn't know what to do. Yeah, homemade meringue is the best. So for me, I just get excited, start cooking or baking or whatever, and I wouldn't read through the recipe. But because I didn't know I had the issue of being thorough, I'd assume I'd read through the recipe and I'd make a mistake and I'd just crash out and I'm like, stupid. And yeah, yeah. Well, there's like, yeah, there are different flavors. Like you have internal. I guess it's more common in ADD. The ADD part of ADHD is the one that expresses more differently, I'd say. The H is like it's impulsivity and hyperactivity, so that's fairly the same, right? But I also have autism, so I got autism diagnosed at like 24. So it's for me, it's a very big conflict area because autism wants to things to be ordered, structured, and you know the same. ADHD wants novelty. Yeah. Well, this when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about my time in chef school when I was between the ages of 16, 18. So that's when I was supposed to be learning, right? To be able to not need the recipes, kind of, to understand like what does what, so I could like combine and work on the fly more. But because, oh God, yeah. But I was also very, I was also fairly neglected emotionally. So a lot of stuff became internalized, and I was just like flat outwardly. Like I didn't show myself and stuff because like basically I learned that it's not supposed to show, and I gotta keep it inside because it's like when I'm asking for support, I'm a problem, and I'm being selfish. So I stopped seeking friends and social stuff. I stopped trying to make friends. I stopped seeking support and stuff. So I've had more than just ADHD, I guess. So it took me a long time to get through all of those things, all of those sticks in my way. Like, you know that picture of the guy riding a bike and he's holding a stick and puts it in the wheel of his bike? Like, the things I learned as a child was basically that, where I would trip myself over. And it took a lot of work to get past that stuff. I'm not baking anything, Pixel Python. I'm talking to a gentleman Army. He's a baker. We were just talking about that. So I'm wrapping gifts currently myself, but I get distracted with talking about that. For me, when I made friends, I made like very quickly, like friends with kids who would then just randomly abandon me because all of a sudden I was too much, which is what the ADHD part, right? And they just randomly abandoned me and I didn't know why, which was like weird. But my first true friend, that's like the first true friendship that's not based on like how much time you're in the same area, like your friends like that you make because you're in the same class, for example, they usually disappear when you quit school and stuff, right? But my first friend that I made that like is still my friend even if we don't talk a lot or even if we fight, you know, a real friend, I didn't it's about the same for me as you said until I was like 21, 22 or something. So yeah, it's hard. How do you wrap a frisbee? We'll figure it out. I'm thinking I'm gonna do it right like this, right? Where are you from, Pixel? Are you from the UK, maybe? No, I should put it up like this, yeah. Best choice. Sorry if this is very loud and obnoxious. And then we just put some tape on the top. Yeah, I know, like when I'm not on my meds that I have now, which is it's called Concerta it's the name of the medication. So it's a slow release tablet that's the same thing as Ritalin, methylphenidate or something, methylphenidate or whatever. So I'm on the starting dose of 18 milligrams and it releases in 3 stages, I think, over the like, and it should last about 10 hours, right? But I noticed that like I think things through, I plan for it, I make sure I have like adequate space to not get stressed. Like usually I just end up working very hectically and I just end up moving things around, but there's always like a big pile of a mess somewhere that's like just in the way. So you have to move that if you need to move something there and blah, blah, blah. And it's like you can't focus. Yeah, basically. So I remember, like, I know, like, also, like, I also don't get overstimulated as easily, so I don't go crazy. Yes, exactly. TB Mare, it's like a slice of life every morning. Like a slice of life thing of my morning every morning. Today I'm wrapping gifts for my cousin's birthday party. She's turning 6 years old. Yesterday I did like a little workout and a smoothie. The day before I made a sweet potato pie. So it's like a bit random, but I'm the same, I guess. So if you feel like, oh, it's Lee Beamer. Sorry, that's your name. I read it wrong. It's just, I guess, at its essence, it's just like conversation. Losers. Okay, clown. That's rude. Sweet potato pie, yeah. I was, I have the recipe behind me somewhere. Yeah, here it is. It's still, I want to rewrite it better. So that's okay, Army. He doesn't bother me. Let him have his fun. I can handle it. Ain't got skills of what? Wrapping gifts? Do you? Anyway, Army, I can give you the sweet potato recipe if you want it. When I wanted to rewrite it though. I can get it to you. The main spices of the recipe I use is like ginger and what was it? Ginger and yeah, vanilla. I don't know, whatever. It's gingery and sweet potatoey, basically. I guess. I don't even know, man. I put in. Oh yeah, ginger and cinnamon. That's what I meant. And then it's just. So yeah, I can get you the recipe if you want it. If you have Discord, that's true. That's true. I'm still getting back into spices and stuff. I've been reading up on the spices I already have to understand how to utilize them better. And I've started relearning everything. So to like understand how I can, I guess, do jazz in the kitchen, improvise in a way that will work. I think we've given Clown enough chances. Don't you? I think he's had enough of his little chances. Thank you for stopping by, Clown. Take care. We gave him a few chances, but he wanted to try and piss us off, I think, right? But I can't really be mad at him because I know when I was doing very badly and like I wanted to make other people hurt too, pretty much. You know? Yeah, that's a good choice. I blocked his messages on this channel and also so his messages isn't shown on this channel, and then also he's banned on this channel. What I was saying is like a lot of people just want to piss you off at first, but then you can like make them chill out. But I also understand wanting to piss people off and just be mean because people are mean to you. So I don't want to instantly react with that. But yeah. I think his name also implies it's his alt account to piss people off, maybe, whatever. What was I saying? Did you? Yeah, I'm relearning how spices work. Basically, I saw a cool channel about a guy that makes his own allspice. It's like not like too much in any direction, but it's like milder flavors of like the strong flavors. Like for that garlic vibe of flavor, he used chives, and for that onion vibe, to not make it too strong, he used freeze-dried shallots. So he can just like sprinkle it on anything, and it works for most people, right? And then if you want more heat or something, you can just add it on after for yourself. So that was interesting. And I want to look into freeze-dried vegetables to make my own stuff too. Yeah. So I've had like sumac and stuff in my spice jar, but I haven't really like figured out how to use them on the fly. I usually get my dishes tasting yummy, but that's because I use like a lot of onion, garlic, salt, and pepper, pretty much, and a lot of butter and cream when I cook for like other people. When I cook for myself, I tend to just settle for like I like avoid food that like cooking with butter and stuff because I have a non-stick pan and an air fryer now. So usually I just go with a lot of spice and less fat and stuff because I've been trying to lose weight, but now with the ADHD meds, it's the opposite problem because I don't get hungry. So now I need to eat fattier again. I lost like 4 kilos in the first 2 weeks because I forgot to eat. But you see, I'm also a bit scatterbrained still, even on the meds. So I'm not sure if its efficacy is lowered. I mean, that's normal for that to happen, but I'm definitely calmer and more clear in my head. God. But yeah, if you want the sweet potato recipe and you know what Discord is, gentlemen, you don't need to, obviously, but if you want to, there's a link to a Discord server that I made on it. And I can send it to you there, and you can just leave the server after if you want in my on my YouTube channel page thing with the more about this user link thing at the top under the banner. So you can join there if you want to. But I'm actually thinking about not having a Discord link because I don't want to. I don't know. It's like it makes it. I don't know how I feel about it yet because I don't want to like create like a parasocial community, and if people have like a link to a Discord, they might think they'll have access to you, so it can be dangerous in the later stages if there's more people that start to be interested in following me and stuff, depending on what I do. So I want to do more than just morning live streams. I've been thinking about doing like you know what looks maxing is? Because me personally, I'm very interested in like abstract stuff thinking. Like one example would be understanding the difference between the worldview you were taught to have as a child versus the real worldview that you have to learn to see, which a lot of people don't want to. God, I just ramble on. But like when you're a child, right? Your parents inform reality for you and what reality should be. So if your parents aren't mentally well and they're unhealthy and they have unhealthy habits and they treat you in traumatic ways or stuff, right? They neglect you in some way. That neglect becomes truth to you as how it should be. So, for example, for me, I learned that the world should be that I'm not allowed to be emotional or require support for being upset and not being okay. It's like that's a false worldview, right? So when you want to disprove that, you have to go against your own reality, which is very scary because you don't know what you will get when that's gone, right? So like that kind of stuff, like the abstract differences, because a lot of things can seem like they're the same, but are actually different in the ways of health. Oh yeah, we're back to looks maxing. Yeah. So for example, looks maxing. Why I always said what I said about that abstract thing is with looks maxing, right? Like I'm not sure. There's a YouTube channel called Channel 5 with Andrew Callahan, and he did an interview with Clavicular, and like Clavicular, he was obviously like a teenager during the COVID years and was like basically raised online, which of course influences how he views the world. But he also grew up in online. Like, did you know that? Hi, Paras. Sorry. Hi. How are you? So, did you know, for example, that Elon and Mark Zuckerberg, he actually had the ability to notice if someone took a lot of selfies and if they deleted them a lot. So he did this thing where if teenagers if they on Instagram, if they tried to take like a selfie to post on their Instagram, and he could see through the program that they would like take a picture, delete it, take a picture and delete it and try again and again. So he would then conclude, his program would conclude, or they would conclude that she's insecure about the way she looks, and they would actually give her targeted ads for like makeup and like beauty products to feed that insecurity and make her purchase stuff through ads. And no, Lee Bear Me is not my girlfriend. My girlfriend you might have seen in chat. Her name is Tash. She's probably sleeping or at work right now, I'm not sure. She likes to sleep in. But yeah, so like that kind of thing obviously influenced his belief in what he needs to be worthy of love, right? But then you have like so that like he feels like he needs to that bone smashing thing and like peptides and stuff to have like a who doesn't love a good nap? I'm still learning to nap. So basically, like he learned he needed to externally be attractive to be worthy of love. Meanwhile, learning to have self love in your faults is like it's like the difference, right? External versus inner validation of who you are as a person. And like validation, of course, can give us self confidence. But since it's an external source of validation that you need to work to keep filling up, it's like a gas tank. You need to fill up that external validation source. You always need to keep working to get more validation. So it's never there all the time, no matter what. Meanwhile, inner validation, self-love, and understanding who you are and everything, and being okay with what you are, knowing your struggles and faults and accepting them on the inside for yourself will give you an endless supply of validation, so you don't need to keep working for it, which will free you for far better because it's less work to do in your life, but it's way harder. So it's a lot of work up front for an endless payoff for the rest of your life, right? I just keep rambling when I talk about this. We gotta wrap this frisbee up. That's what matters right now. That's what matters today. But yeah. So I wanted to do like a video where I listen to like what Clavicular like says about stuff and such and try to find those differences pretty much. I think that would be interesting. I know like just 2 years ago or like a year ago, I thought that the only way I could do like good videos on the internet was to do video gameplay, video games, which I'm sure is fun, but I thought the only thing I had to offer the world that would be worthwhile would be me being silly and trying to be funny. But I don't think that's true anymore because I've learned to let so much more of me be on the surface and to be part of others' lives and like show that to other people. If that makes sense. I don't want you to. Cool. My girlfriend just said good morning. She just woke up. She said good morning on Discord. But it's hard work to do that work when you don't have someone guiding you and stuff. Because, you know, like, where do you even begin? How do you even begin, right? Like, and it's also not work that everyone needs. Like, depending on what type of person you are, your answer is not going to be the same to the same problem. Like, neurodivergent and neurotypical, they're probably going to need different solutions. Well, yeah. Also, why someone's streaming is also important, right? Like, you have all of these streamers who their reason for streaming is to, you know, like make money or something. I don't know. Like, what's the reason for what you're doing as well? That matters so much more, and it like shows, even though you might not be aware how it shows in the way you act. And also, like, just the ability to be genuine can be very hard to people who weren't allowed to be genuine. But these are like, it's, what's it called? Is it called a bell curve or whatever? Like, this is like, even though that's true, but if you're just like at the start of your journey, when someone who's like at the end of their journey are giving the person at the start of their journey advice, they're giving them advice from a perspective of being at the end of their journey, but that's not going to be helpful because the gap between the end and the start, or the start and the end, is so big that it won't connect with the person at the start, right? So like, for every, I'm back on self-growth here, but like, let's say someone's the worst they are, like they're gonna need, it's not like, it's a lot of different journeys, or like there's a lot of small journeys, like a stairway, and you need to give them advice and help for every step of the way, not the same answer for every step. You need to give them a little different advice for every step, that also changes based on what kind of person they are, what their diagnoses might be, what their trauma is, if they have a personality disorder. You know, all of these different things will change the answer, and it will also change based on where on the stairway they are of growth. Yeah, exactly. Because we have all of these barriers that keeps us from being genuine and just like showing what's beneath openly, because the reason we can't show what's beneath is because we're afraid of being hurt, in essence, you know, for some reason. Mostly it's because we learned it's not safe to do that. And why it's not safe is different. It can be from being afraid of being hurt, or it being used against you, like some sort of fear. I feel like is the reason for most things that holds us back. And the most common one, I would say, is fear of going against what, like the societal norms, right? Thank you. And also, just because we make it up a step of the stairway doesn't mean we can't fall back down. Just because you climb back up, it doesn't mean you're safe up there. You're gonna fall back down. And it's important to learn the early signs so you don't fall all the way back down. One example would be like to notice the signs of falling into a depression. Like the biggest warning light of falling into a depression is when you start to avoid being social, right? When you don't feel like being social. When that's like the big warning sign that's pretty universal, right? So that's a good way to notice when you're about to fall into that hole, and to be able to stop yourself before it's going to be really hard to stop yourself. And then the more you go through it, you'll learn the signs better, obviously, because the only, you can't like, yeah, yeah, exactly. You already know all of this stuff, my friend. God, I feel like I'm discovering this and thinking nobody else knew it, but here people are and they already know. Although I would say that not everybody knows how to bring it into, like they understand it, but they might not be very good at bringing it out in speech in a way that explains it well. Because for a lot of people, they've just been given this naturally through good parenting and upbringing, so they just have it be there without really being able to put words on it. But when you're like me and you go through a lot of suffering, if you have, and you have to go through it older on your own, and you have to do it kind of logically before you ingrain it emotionally, you're gonna have an easier time of verbalizing it, kind of. Yeah, I know. It's It's sad. And it's hard. We're getting through these gifts so quick, man. Amazing. But also learning to notice the little things, right? The little things that you can notice and make you appreciate things. Like one thing, the recent thing for me is I had a book that the library gave me a notification that I had to return soon. And it was a magazine that I didn't recognize. So I hadn't borrowed it. I hadn't borrowed that magazine, right? So I called the library and told her, I don't think I borrowed this. And she said that she was gonna go see it if it's in the magazine area. Because then obviously I didn't borrow it. But she came back and said that it wasn't in the magazine area. But she said that she recognized my voice and she was going to remove that from my account because she agreed that it's probably not something that would be mine. So I was recognized, right? And I was trusted. And it might be a small thing, but it's nice to acknowledge it when it happens. It's very hard to learn to do that though, at first. Because you don't feel like that's true emotionally. Like a lot of times for me, when I came to a realization, logically I understood it, right? Like the difference between validations and inner validation, like all of these differences I could understand emotionally, but I didn't resonate with them emotionally, and it took some time for them to kind of find their way into my being emotionally. But the difference between having the access to them logically and having them with you emotionally is that logically, it's like external validation. You have to keep reminding yourself and everything to make sure it's there. But once it's part of you emotionally, it's there forever. And you don't need to remind yourself because you just know, you just know, you just know, you just know. And it's nice. Yeah. Hi, Mama. Come here, kitty cat. It's my mama kitty cat. She's interested in my sisters. Come here, you. I'm gonna get you. Oh, she got away from me. She knew I was going for her, and she was like, no, you don't. You ain't going for me. She ran off under the bed. Now she's taunting me. Yeah. Meow. God. But yeah. Okay, let's finish up the frisbee at least. I'm gonna have more coffee. I'm getting sleepy. She pulled a sneaky. I think so, yeah. Ah, burpees. Ah. Are you a coffee drinker, Army? For me, it's very much just about energy, to be honest. Tea is a new thing for me. It's like when I started drinking tea, I just got chamomile tea, and I would just have a cup every night for sleep. But I'm finding myself now with the ADHD medication. I want to do like more interesting things that might be a bit harder to do, but they're like more interesting and like learning and figuring things out. Like instead of just playing games, I guess, or watching YouTube. So that's nice. So maybe I like tea now. I also used to have this issue when it came to getting help from like the psychiatry, that I didn't feel like I could tell them the truth because that wasn't bad enough or something. So I would like kind of do like a lie that still made them like give me what I needed, like telling the fact that I can't work because I'm not doing well enough mentally. I'm also dealing with some pain, physical pain. So I didn't believe I could just tell them my problems honestly, so I would like lie to get what I needed, which I came over and I overcame at the last autumn-ish. And then they I got the right help, and now here I am, I guess. But yeah, but now I have an easier time at knowing when I do need like the medication they give me and stuff. I don't rely on it as much to feel okay, and I can also be like, that's just a craving versus what you actually need. Just get your mind off it. Before it was different. I used to be addicted to the pain tablets they gave me, which is oxycodone. This was 10 years ago though, so it's been a long time, but like, yeah. Hello, 123. How are you? What's a cup of Milo? Milo? I do try to not have any caffeinated beverages until I've been awake for 2 hours. Because then the brain has like gotten rid of the excess melatonin or whatever. But if we have caffeine and block it, we'll just get really sleepy again once the caffeine wears off. I don't even know what Milo is. I said hi 123 L6K6Q. How are you? Hi VKTV99. How are you doing? I remember you. I'm pretty sure I remember you. How are you doing? I'm wrapping some gifts for a child's birthday party that I'm going to later today. She's gonna be given a pony, among other things. And some like jumping stuff for her. Oh, a chocolate malt drink? That sounds yummy. Like in Sweden, we have O'boy, which is just chocolate drink that you mix with milk, but malt as well. Oh boy! Yay! Oh boy! In Sweden, we drink that O'boy with milk. We mix it in milk, and then the tradition is to have it with this style of bread called a limpa. It's called a limpa in Sweden. And this is a limpa. This is what a limpa is like. And that bread with some butter and cheese with the chocolate beverage. And we actually like dipping the cheesy sandwich in the chocolate milk. Crazy, I know. That's Tash. That's my girlfriend. Good morning, Tash, sweet pea. How are you? Milo drink. Holy hell. Oh, it's made by Nestle. It is store-bought, but it is pretty nice. I like to toast it. Good. I've been streaming since 5 a.m. I think maybe. Let's see. No, 6 a.m. ish. I had someone trying to rage bait me earlier. A guy called Clown Bozo. Should have seen that coming. And I'm talking to the Gentleman Army I've been talking to for a long time. He's a baker from Australia and he's very kind and nice. And we got VKTV waving at us over there. Good morning. Crazy boy. Hey, I'm not crazy. Why are you saying I'm crazy? Hi again. You already said hi. 1, 2, 3. Didn't you? You were here like 5 minutes ago saying hi. How are you? Crazy is as crazy does. Oh yeah, what do you think of German breads? Oh no, are you scared, VK? Are you scared? What are you scared of? Hang on, there's something I wanted to check on. Let me see real quick what's going on here. I'll be right back. Damn, congratulations to me. I just hit 200 subs today again. I hit 200 subs yesterday also, but then one person unsubscribed, so I was on 199. But today I'm on 203 as of right now. We're going up. We're going right to the sky. Yeah, Gentleman Army wants to travel the world to learn different baking methods and experience culture, a bit of both. We have a bread I really like here in Sweden. It's like a syrup type of loaf. So it's like square, like normal white bread toast, but it's like browner and syrupy. So it's like a very sweet bread that when toasted is like almost a pastry. So you can use it in sweet and I guess not sweet. So it goes both ways. Thank you. I'm too cool not to sub. That's very kind. I remember a few days ago, actually, Tasha, I got confused as in the middle between male and female today again, and someone asked me today again if I was gay. It keeps happening every day. That and someone making fun of my hairline. But it's been this hairline since I was 16, but every time, every stream, someone says that. the obvious insult or whatever. Thank you, Tash. I know it's okay. Golden bread? Golden syrup. I never heard of that. What's golden syrup? Here I have, well, the syrups I buy are just the ones made from sugar beets, right? So they're nothing fancy. But there's one that's, we have the light syrup that's like made for making like caramel, right? The white syrup that's usually used for baking. And then we have bread syrup. It's like, and then we have bread syrup and dark syrup, right? Which is the dark ones like used for brownies and stuff. And then the bread syrup is like just slightly below dark, I guess. It's like, it's not golden, but it's like, I don't know. That's the four syrups I usually have in my pantry at home here. When I get snacky, I just, I glug it down depending on if I'm feeling like I want a light snack or a heavy snack. If I want a light snack, I have the light syrup. If I want a heavy snack, I have the bread syrup. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, let's actually finish another gift. CSR? What's CSR? You make your own syrup in your bakery too? Okay, we'll just use this. Oh, I'm gonna cut this up. Actually, each side is longer. Come back here, paper. Let me get a little measuring thing. Hi, Vicky TV. How are you? I see you sending emojis. So how tall is this? Okay. So it's like 70. But what's CSR though? Oh, okay, I see. I thought, what's the ingredients in that syrup though? And I'm curious about it. Of course, Tosh knows about every sugar company in Australia. It's one of the many sugar companies in Australia, boyfriend. Do you not know? Golden syrup. Oh, what's it made from? Okay, so it's made by sugarcane or sugar beet juice as well. Of course you did, my mistake. But it can be made from oh, okay, it's one of the other names for this kind of syrup. The light syrup, right? So if you see here, it says it's also this kind. Here it's called light syrup, but it can be made from sugar beet juice as well. So we have it here too. It's just a common name. It's different. Oh, my knee hurts. Poor knee. I'm also getting hungry. Sad. I'll have the, once I'm done wrapping these, I'm gonna show you how we eat that chocolate milk bread thing with cheese. If you wanna see the traditional Swedish feast. Army. I want to see which one of these is longer though. They're the same length, so it doesn't matter. Crazy. Dude, this is perfect. We did it. It's so hard to deal with this thing with the rolling paper or with rolling paper. No, gift wrapper, gift paper. Do you want to know a funny thing? Swedish or Scandinavian people in the south of Europe are considered drunkards because the Scandinavian countries like drink to get drunk and to be fucking drunk as fuck. But in this, you drink socially, right? So to them, we're drunkards. But then again, you're Australian, so we're probably what? We're not drunk enough. I've been looking into doing like my own brewing, like lighter brewing. I wanted to try and make Kilju to start, or like just a simple sugar fermentation with maybe like some flavoring of just lemon, just to do it on my own to see. But I'm not the type of person to get blackout drunk anymore. And I never was like, a party goer or like a, no friends thing. So I never got drunk with people. Like, I would just get like very drunk just so I could fall asleep without thinking too much, which I guess is fairly common. But at most, I would just end up like rolling around and going like this in bed when I was really tipsy, like wee. And that's the extent of my party days. That's my party days, rolling around in bed. I guess that's also what most people do when they get drunk, but with other people, maybe. Oh, that's funny. That's pretty funny. It's literally just a chocolate milk powder in milk, and then just the buttered bread with cheese on it. That's like the traditional when you come home from school snack here for kids, because it's easy and not very dangerous for kids to make. The worst thing they can come up with is like a mess for the parents to deal with, That's why it's like more of a Swedish like thing. But like there's like no strong flavors in there, right? It's just like a mild cheese, like a Gouda or something. Or we actually have a cheese in Sweden and most people buy it's called household cheese. I remember watching a YouTube channel called How to Drink. And he would like try making like a little bit of a weirder drink recipe, trying to use a niche ingredient and trying to make it work, right? Or like just doing like a little drink view of like the history of the drink and stuff, kind of. And stuff. Oh yeah, fairy bread, that's a classic one known around the world and not very popular among us civilized folk outside of the prison colony. Sorry, that's rude. No offense, Mike, but us civilized folk, we don't eat fairy bread. Please, sir, might I have some more? Oliver Twist in the house. Very, very long neck. Or what's that one with the guy in the car? Do you think the drinking culture of Australia is tied to the fact that it's very hot there? Or is it very hot? I don't know what it's like, but like to deal with the heat. Because here in Sweden it's very cold, right? And alcohol, makes you feel warmer. But then in Spain, where it's like, I guess, more temperate, that's why they developed this social drinking culture, because they weren't like uncomfortable all the time with the temperature, Although we also do have the Viking thing where the mead, because of the water not being safe to drink as well. But when the water wasn't safe to drink, the beer wasn't really strong. Yeah, but is it a comfortable climate, or is it uncomfortable for you to be in? Because that's what I mean with the drinking culture. That's what I'm wondering about. Because sure, Spain can be hot, but it's not like an uncomfortable heat, kind of, because they're Mediterranean and such. I don't know. Okay, yeah, there you go. Could that be part of it? Or you get blasted after a few stubbies? That might be a theory to check out. Alcoholism tied to temperature and geopolitical stability. Because I know, and you've got like, obviously, drug or abusing substances is also tied to mental health, I guess, kind of. The city boys. Oh, I see. Darn it. I remember my grandma telling me that when men would go down to the bar to do competitive drinking, like to see who passed out first, that they would chug a big gallon of heavy cream to coat their stomachs so they wouldn't feel it as much, basically. And I do know heavy, like cream and milk and such does help with like chili spice and stuff. whereas water will just swirl the spices around your mouth and it'll really lessen them. So yeah. Okay, this one's a rough one. Well, it's not like they'd be drinking beer though. They'd be going with the heavy stuff like vodka and such. I think if they're doing like that kind of thing of drinking the most. I know one of the signs that one of the signs for alcoholics to know when they are alcoholics is when they start thinking about cost to drunkenness and they just start buying like the cheapest vodka available. You're an absinthe guy? They don't sell absinthe here. Or maybe they do, but I don't think it's cheaper than vodka though, in terms of cost ratio to drunkenness. Because in Sweden, right, the alcohol trade is government run. So all the stores there's only one store that sells alcohol and it's a government agency and they're not doing it for profit. Right? So yeah, which is, I feel like, a good thing. And they also don't have like, they open later in the day and they also close fairly early in the evening. So it's very common for people to be in a rush on Fridays and stuff. And if they didn't make it to the store in time on Saturdays when they close at 3, you have to like, my dad would actually, when he was like a young 20-year-old guy, he had a grift where if the other young 20-year-olds forgot to buy their alcohol on Saturdays for the party, he'd buy like a folköl, which is beer that's like no higher than 3.5% alcohol volume, which is legal for any store to sell basically. And he'd buy that and then mix it out with vodka to become a strong beer at like 7-8%, and he'd just sell him that on the sly when he was 20-ish. Well, it's also harder for them to do that in Australia with, because it's a change that's, I mean, everyone's gonna be like against any sort of change, so it's harder to do it. And I mean, let's be honest, it's not like politicians is gonna do something that's good for people, even though it's good for them, but makes the politician himself unpopular, right? It's not like that's gonna be easy to do, right? So it takes a very special person to be able to make those changes in any society, because they need to be very, not brave, but like they have to have had a certain type of life to be able to value the attempt at helping people at the cost of themselves more than themselves, you know? My father, he is a genius in his own way. He would also, don't look at my belly. Oh, I gotta stretch. Yummy stretch. Oh, thank God. We got the gifts complete. Good job. Good job, me. Seal of approval. Okay. I also wanted to do, if you look here, you're probably not here for that, but I got seeds. How do I turn my own cam off? There you go. We got carrots. We got carrot seeds. Mixed summer carrots. Gherkin. Corn seeds. Broccoli seeds. Pumpkin seeds. Chili seeds. And so if you look here, so we have, oh shit, the shells can be sown directly though. Right now, it says that you want to pre-culture them in March, in January, February, March-ish. The pumpkin, so like when to put them down. So for example, the broccoli can be planted straight into the ground right now, but I want to make the earth temperature is at least 5 degrees. Oh God, I'm getting overwhelmed. But yeah, I want to get them planted in like these nursery boxes I bought at least. But I'm not sure I'm gonna sow all of them this year, like, you know, because I'm not sure I have the space. I mean, I could do them in like plastic pots. I'm not sure my cats are gonna be interested in chomping down on the chilies, for example, so those I can grow inside, you know. But maybe they'd be more interested in, you know, the broccoli to fuck that up, maybe. I don't know. I've never really had plants inside because I was like, my cats are gonna chomp on them. Aww. So yeah, but maybe that's a good thing. Plants are, you know, plants grow up knowing they're gonna lose bits. So maybe it's not such a bad thing to let them get a bit effed with. Chocolate milk powder. I'm making noises. My mistake. I'm gonna make you that special Swedish meal of chocolate milk and sandwich too. And we'll use Disney cup. A Disney cup. Cup of Disney. Yeah, I have a gardening box that I where I live. The landlord company, they provide people here with planter boxes. So that's cool. So I checked it out the other day. I already got some chives growing. Can you imagine? I already got a bountiful garden and I didn't even need to do any work for it. Isn't that just amazing? Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. Okay, okay. One, oh, two. Maybe I'll just pick three things. Just pick three things to plant to not be overwhelmed, right? Because it's my first time attempting that kind of thing. So I'll pick the ones who seem to be best choice. Okay, so my mom, my cat, is gonna come running when she realizes I got cheese on the table. But she doesn't know that she's lactose intolerant, so she can handle cheese because she doesn't know it's supposed to make her gassy. Lucky duck. Let's start with the choco milk. Okay. So this is a science, right? And we have a different types of ways of doing this. The cheese tax, indeed. We have a different types of doing the chocolate milk, right? Some people wants the chocolate milk on the bottom, some want it at the top. And it's a hotly debated subject in this country. It's the reason Norway wanted independence, because it was a strong argument. But listen, I have a solution for peace amongst our people. We put some at the bottom and some at the top. But then we got the weirdos who also want some in the middle. Weird people, man. Now, the thing is, when you put the chocolate milk at the top, you get these little bubbles of these little balls surrounded by milk with the dry chocolate powder in it that will just burst open once you drink it, which is just, if you've ever had an orgasm, this is way better than that. So, I'm not sure actually, maybe they're the same. Yeah. But I always have this thing that I have to make sure I get all of the milk out. So I open it up. Ugh, it smells bad. The milk isn't bad though, it's just the milk and mixing with the carton that's bad smelling. And I also ran out of this milk, so I'll have to open up this one. Oh, it's already open, of course. Of course it's already open. That's the thing I tend to do, is to have many containers of half empty things, like mustard and stuff. But it's like I have 3 mustard bottles that are like half empty each, and I just oops, yeah. And we'll put this at the top. There we go, perfect. And you mix it in. Now, it's a bit scary if it's too full because the vortex will make the sides go up. But I got this. You gotta add some like turbulence. You can't just roll in the same way in a circle the same way, because then we'll mix in. You spin around, you gotta turbulence it. You gotta just stir it in. You see this? You see those little chocolate bubbles in there? You see, they're gonna pop as you drink it. Yeah. True. I have, for me, it's mustard mostly right now, and applesauce, because those are less calorie dense. Sweet chili sauce has a lot of sugar, so if you want to lose weight, not the move. But then again, it depends on how much you eat, right? What drives you wild, Tash? The unmixed chocolate milk? It's supposed to be that way. It's a delicacy. You don't get it. Tash hates it. What do you mean? They're gonna burst in my mouth and release sweet chocolatey flavor. You don't get it. You don't need to make that good financial decisions. That's not a big issue. Buying extra bottles of Thai sweet chili sauce, you're fine. There are way worse things to do. Oh, what do we have here? What's this? What's this? Yeah? Is this she's? Is this the she's lady? She's to meet you. You're not a rat. What are you doing here? You want to try some butter? Yeah, you like it? Yum, 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 yum. Good for you. The floof. Yeah, she's a floofer. She's also tiny because she got like pregnant when she was like 1 year old or something, so she never really grew that big compared to like other kittens. Or maybe she's just a smaller mix of cat. I don't know, maybe both. Yeah, Tosh, when she visited me, she conglomerated all the open containers, and the next time she came back, same deal, all over again. And the container she had put everything into was unused. I think she meant like me having like the different mustards and applesauce things. Probably. The cat I just showed you, her favorite thing is to jump into bed the moment I get up in the morning and roll around in the accumulated heat from me sleeping there. And then just when it's gone, go do something else. Tasha hates that, so she dealt with it because she couldn't accept she couldn't just leave it because it was driving her wild. Basically. Okay. Now the Gouda. Get that on here. Get the cheese on the bread. Yummy bread. Now you want a lot of cheese, okay? Because you need to be full for at least 12 hours until your parents come home from working. Knife reveal? You want to see knives? I'm doing something else right now, but I can show you my knives once I'm done. They can be the next thing on the agenda. Okay? The bottles? Yes. The bottles indeed. How are you, Kiwi? Kiwi misorate. Misorate? Kiwi misorate? No. Commiserate? Maybe. Okay. Army man. Gentleman army. See, what you do is, when you have this meal prepared for thyself, 1 second. The screen turned off. No! My screen! How will I reach it? Ah! Panic! They look sharp, hopefully. Exactly. You got it, Tash. I like having them half full instead of half empty. Okay, gentlemen army. The traditional Swedish, when you come home, is you prepare yourself 2 sandwiches with butter and cheese, and then your shocky milk. You start off by inhaling those bubbles of oh boy. And we have a guest. She wants to learn. Cheese it up, lady. That's all you're gonna get though, because you shit the bed otherwise, okay? Now go off and play. Go off and play, you little beggar. She's gonna be fine with that little amount of cheese, but no more. I'm being safe. Okay. So after you've had those bubbles of chocolate powder in the milk, and now you have more of a clear chocolate milk thing, you take the cheese sandwich and you dip it into the chocolate milk like a psychopath, okay? Look, see that? That's some chocolate milk. That's more of a thing kids do. That's not good. That's not an adult thing to do. What the hell? Yuck. I just keep them separate, actually. Goddamn. But that's the way kids usually do it. Not every bite is dipped, but at least half. Yeah. It's good, bro. I'm just having a simple little cheese sandwich thing. Good stuff. I was wrapping some gifts earlier for a birthday party. The chocolate milk with the bread? Or in what way? I probably want it to be with that syrup bread I like. But that syrup bread I like to buy, I can just eat that on its own. And it's good. Ah. A slab of cheddar cheese? That's a good choice. I think you win this round, Oogly Boogly, $29.89. You little trickster. Yeah, you're following me until I grab you. Then you run away. Trickster. That's true. But I feel like I would rather do like a normal bread pudding with just like chopped up actual like baking chocolate or something. That would make the chocolate more special. And it would also break up the flavor profile a little bit. I don't know. It's just me though. She's looking at the shoes. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Careful. You almost spilled my chocolate milk, man. Are you drunk? These Australian viewers, man. You can't even see her, my bad. Sorry, Mom, I didn't mean to scare you. I'm still learning how to do this. I'll just hold it for you. You want? Oh. Nom, 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 nom. That's all she's gonna get, though. Probably. Probably. God, I don't know where I should put her toy, though. I bought her like this toy that rolls around on its own, but I don't know where it went. Because it rolls around on its own and it disappeared under some sort of furniture. Oh, that. Oh, I like burped as I was drinking and it went up my nose. Good thing it was like chocolate milk and not like absinthe. That would have been way worse. Yeah. Spicy milk. I'm looking outside at the daycare because the parents are showing up now and dropping off their kids at the daycare. And it's kind of cool because you have like people of every nationality and stuff dropping off their kids and they run off to play together. It gives me hope for the future of a united front. No, not really. I need to sit up properly. Look at my beautiful Disney glass. It's 3D. Wow. Beautiful. Wow. Good stuff. Yeah, I got two more. It's like over 10 years old though from McDonald's, I think. But I just like them. I'm not a Disney adult, okay? I'm not. I just love glasses. No. Do you know Doctor Who, gentlemen? The show from the UK. I thought you were 24, not like 50. Funny joke. No, it's just that Disney recently acquired Doctor Who through somehow. Or is it that it's just on Disney Plus? I don't know. But, I mean, if it's on Disney Plus, it means Disney owns it, I'm assuming. I just remember a clip of the new version with when Disney made it. And no one seems to like it. I haven't seen it though. I haven't watched since Capaldi was the Doctor. And I've only seen the restart, not the older shows. Tasha loves Doctor Who as well. She showed me clips of it yesterday that she had on TikTok. Mostly the one where it's between Rose Tyler and what's his name? How can I forget? But the Rose Tyler arc where she's in love with him. I always liked the Amy Pond romance, kind of. Well, it wasn't really romance though, was it? But it's because she had a boyfriend. But I liked that one. Although at the end it got a bit weird though with Rory getting all that. Have a lovely day, Tash. Enjoy your work. I love you. Like I might not remember correctly, but like how Rory just gets fucking ball busted over and over again, like he's some plastic man and stuff, and all of this kind of stuff. Cause It's like, come on, man. But you also had Amy Pond suffering where she got stuck in that facility with the virus that rapidly ages you or something, where you had two different time streams and she got stuck there and grew very old. Ninth Doctor? No, I'm trying to think of the actor's name. The guy who would say Allons-y. And then you had the bow tie doctor, the bow tie fest doctor. I like the doctor they had for the first season of the restart with the leather jacket and the bald head. Like he would have been a very good doctor, but the personal issues between him and the producer or director or something, it made him really not enjoy his time as the doctor. Yeah, the first one you mean with the leather jacket? That sounds correct to me. So he enjoyed being the doctor, he just didn't enjoy working with the person in charge, so he quit. I don't know why, but yeah, I still remember the first episode with the mannequins, right? Yeah, they're grabbing at him through the wall. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I haven't watched since Capaldi. I remember also the hate from the fans, or like the fans not liking that there was gonna be a female doctor after Capaldi, and I agree with it being poorly executed, kind of. Well, no, I shouldn't agree with that. Actually, never mind. I haven't watched it. I've just seen clips of the female doctors, so it could be misrepresented by people taking clips out of context. But it was during the era of virtue signaling, though, so could be. Because, like, yeah, I shouldn't speak on it, actually. But I remember okay. Was Disney that had the first gay black doctor? Or, well, that's weird to say. But I remember him having a mustache, very 70s retro vibe, and that he was black. And gay, maybe? And I feel like the clips I've seen of his stint as the doctor was very like we're just too not serious, like we're just like too Marvel coded, I guess, with the characters not having a consistent personality, but their personality is whatever will make the audience feel the best, right? Like how in Marvel, like Thor became like a joke as well. In the sense that, like, they made him what he needed to be, but it's you like, for example, in Love and Thunder or whatever, suddenly he became slapstick. Okay, dude. Good for you. I don't know. What happened to his competent superheroes that are like how, yeah. It's like out of touch with what reality is, you know? In a way. But maybe that's also me changing as a person. That's true. But if you look at it though, up until Capaldi, the Doctor was always in some way serious, right? Sure, he was. Sure, he could be like quippy and stuff, but oh my god, the She-Hulk thing when she twerks. Oh my god. I didn't watch that show either. But in that show, I know they made the actual Hulk like less than he is in the movies, less smart and stuff, just to make the She-Hulk variation seem better, right? So they put him lesser, they made him lesser so she would be more instead of actually making her more, kind of. Which is a thing people do when to get external validation, right? Like they try and put people down to appear higher. So it's like it just shows that they measure the value of their character based on their own standing compared to their other characters instead of them having their own inner value as a character, kind of. But there are some universal things that you can use, like kindness. Like you can make everyone. No, who doesn't like someone being kind, right? Who doesn't like a hero being selfless and stuff like? It doesn't mean they can't be silly or like childish, right? But there needs to be a a sort of thing that's pure. Like I would love to see an ADHD superhero who cares very deeply, but it doesn't seem that way at first because they don't remember people well, you know. But then when the people they care about very deeply are in front of them, you can see that, even though you can't see it when that character isn't there with them. So it's not them. They do care, but they just forget to care when it's like they don't have object permanence, you know, like that kind of thing would be cool. Explain the Deadpool thing. I mean, I do know Deadpool. I watched the first Deadpool movie, and I mean that's very true to the source material, obviously. But with that, I'm just tired of the actor because he's everywhere and he's the same character in every acting thing he does. Like he's basically Deadpool in everything, kind of smarmy. So there, it's not that the Deadpool thing isn't accurately depicted, but that the actor is the same, and he's oversaturated. At least to me, like I think that I have a strong sense of when people aren't being genuine, and I'm not saying that the what's the guy's name? What's the guy's name? The guy who plays Deadpool. Basically, that actor, I'm sure he's put on a persona to be liked by people because I know his backstory of like when he played Green Lantern, and that was like his first big chance at like stardom as an actor. But before that, he had it very rough as an actor, and he was like before that almost had to give up that dream. So I'm sure that he had to stop being who he truly was to get success. And I think I sense that fact with him not being genuine, even though it's not necessarily out of malice or any other thing. Oh, so he is ADHD. Yeah, I can see that. You're right. Yum, yum, yum. That was me drinking coffee. Or like, do you remember the whole thing with the YouTube channel or whatever called Pirate Software? Like, he used to make me feel like he wasn't like people loved him, right? Or people liked him. Because if you just look on the surface of him and the way what he does, it seems like he's very compassionate and such. But the way he speaks is like demeaning, and I think that's what I sensed at first. And then everything happened with him, and it came out that he was kind of narcissistic and stuff. Like, after I had tried to get over it, because I'm like, if everyone agrees that he's chill or like whatever, I'm like, I must be wrong. And then I'm like, I see all of this happening. I'm like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. You know? And I'm like, I shouldn't have listened to those sheep. No, not really. But you know, like, it was nice to be like, I wasn't just being crazy. I did sense something off. So yeah. On my couch. The outside. Very nice. It's been like 3 hours. That's amazing. That's a long stream. Oh shit. What you doing there? Supposed to be here, man. Here we go. What's my battery at? 44%. Okay. Yeah. Let's do some mewing. Actually, this isn't mewing anymore. This is a new thing I invented called carping. Carping. And if you really want to do it right, you need a glass window to suck on. That's funny. Oh god, how am I gonna get back up? This couch is not designed to be like whatever. Hello again, 123. You've joined the stream a third time. Man carp is everywhere here? Really? They do that where you live? The mewing stuff to look cool or whatever? That's pretty funny. Picking up some trash. Much love from Boston. What's your thoughts on the whole thumbing about? Oh, nice. I don't mind it that much, but you know, if the thumb is, you know, good size. I don't mind going down there. Oh, damn. That's cool. Did you get your fishing rod back at least? Could you imagine that carp at the bottom of the lake, using it to catch some men? Trying to catch some humies? Oh, that's good. I've never been a good fisherman. I also haven't been fishing much. I remember one time my dad like splurged on like a fishing card for me, him, and my mom. And there was like nothing biting in that like fishing lake or whatever. Nothing was biting at all. And it started just pouring down rain. So me and my mom gave up, but my dad refused to give up. So he was out there like half the night in crazy like stormy rain. Like you couldn't even see him on the bridge because the rain was so dense. But he was just out there fishing. He didn't care. He had to get his money's worth. No fish though. Didn't catch a single one. Poor man. Upgraded catfishing called carp fishing. True. That's true. What else am I gonna do? Oh yeah. I bought these bags of soil. Look at this. I bought those soil bags right there. I got one for manure and 2 plant earth for the bed. And the smaller bag is like earth to start it off in here, I think. Oh, I'm too impatient. Dude, I remember in yeah, I'm a toddler coughing at you. I'm a toddler. I'm gonna get you sick. Sorry. I'm so sorry. And this it's almost my birthday. Well, almost congratulations, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday in advance. Army, what was I saying? Oh yeah, there's a place where they have like a big area where they have like a water park. They got some rides. They got like a bit of everything place and like carnival games and stuff. And it's like their own park where they have a campground and everything. And they also have like a lake they made where you can like ride water skis and stuff, but being dragged from above. And in that lake, like they have carp in all of those lakes, which is really cool. And I think they also have the carp there because they clean the lake and all the small rivers, right? And it was so much fun as a kid to put like your fingies or toes into the water because all the carp would come nibbling, or feed them fries and stuff. And like since there's so many carp coming up all at once for the food, you just put your hand on there and catch one. It's pretty cool. You could go there to train how to catch carp with your thumb. Like, come here, and you could just learn how to do it. But then if you fall off your water skis, the carp will eat you though. No. Rosvita Uchi. Huh? You got some salsa? Wanna buy? Nah. I'm okay. Thank you though. It's very kind of you to ask. You brought salsa? You better share with the class. But share the salsa with the class. I'm wondering if I should plant seeds. Like the seeds, right? Let's have a look at them. Like which ones should we like who are we in a rush to plant though? Even if it's just a day earlier than the other ones, that'd be pretty nice. Like with the chilies, we could take it and better have that pepperoni. You don't want to lose your pepperoni to the carp, man. You might think getting that thing sucked off is fun. It's not. You're gonna miss it. Oh, yeah. So we have the broccoli, which needs to be planted, can be planted outside. The pumpkin, though, wanted to be pre-planted now, kind of. So it'd be nice to get that done. Because that's harvestable in July, August, and September. That's pretty cool. So I guess depending on when you plant it is when. Because if I plant it in June, I would get it in September, I assume, right? It's kind of, but wait. Oh no, this isn't pumpkin. This is tomatoes. I thought this was pumpkins. It's beef tomatoes. I'm so silly. I just thought it was... It does look like a pumpkin though. But if you look at the stem, you see the leaves. Okay, dude. No pumpkin. So I could have the tomatoes inside though and on the balcony. It's called like a beef tomato. It's like a thicker tomato. But like the way they took the picture make it looks very much like a pumpkin. Cause like they could like show better on this picture that it's a tomato though. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Something to put perspective on the tater. Tomato. But so the tomatoes, like you want to pre-sow them March to April. But then halfway through April and May, June, you can kind of just have them anywhere. Truth or dare? Truth. And in July is when you can start harvesting. And it tells you how much space you're gonna want, right? So let's see what needs the most space, right? And then kind of figure it out 40, 40, 50, 70. The cucumbers want a lot of space. The gherkins, they want a lot of space in between. They want 15 and then 125. Okay, so they need a lot of space. What about the corn? The corn used to want 40 by 40 centimeters. So that might not be too bad to have inside. What do you mean? Well, I'm thinking that I'll buy some things that I'll have in pots, right? So I'll sow them like dude, make your own garden bed and have it inside. That's crazy. So the gherkins, right? They want 15 centimeters apart and 125 centimeters apart. So it's like one close and one far away. And that's ready. And that you want to sow that in May. So that's no rush with that one. So with the corn, pre-sowing it would be nice to do now. And it doesn't need a lot of space, so we're gonna do corn. And with broccoli, it's a bit of a rush on that. 50 by 60 though. So we need space for that. The chilies should be done inside because they love heat. And they don't need a lot of space, so I'm thinking we'll do them inside, maybe 40 by 40. Well, yeah, you want sunlight to be available, especially for what I understand chilies, because they need more. There's some plants who are better off with indirect, you know. But the chilies want a lot of sunlight. And luckily, I have sun all throughout the day. Because it goes like, it's like, so I do have sun inside too all day if I want it. Although, carrots though, 2 to the 4, 5, 30 by 40 on carrots too. I don't think Broski left the chat. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. Maybe that's what it's called in English. It's called Solanum lycopersicum, the tomato. So, wait, I'm getting overwhelmed again. Not the rush on that one. Rush on the chilies. Kind of a rush on the corn. This one outside. I mean, how big is my... Siamese. Siamese. Brassica oleracea. That's broccoli. How about Docus carota L? That's the summer carrots. Cucumis sativas. That's the cucumber. Capsicum annum. That's the chilies. I love this Latin names. Okay, broccoli is called calabrese natalino. Calabrese natalino. That must be like Italian, right? That's funny. I'm still confused. Levitating is when it's like floating in the air. But it's like it doesn't move up or down. It's just at the same height. That's what levitating is. So let's see. No, floating is, well, yeah, floating, however, means that you're floating on water. Levitating means you're just hovering in the air. So I guess hovering is the Walmart version, maybe? Or hovering implies you have something you're on. Levitating means that you're just in the air. Like a hovercraft is hovering on dirt, technically, not air. But it doesn't sink into it. God, I'm so silly with words sometimes. Like, for example, a thing I think about recently, or what's the word for something being? So when something's sad, right? Something's sad. No, don't say that. That's just me being like going into it too much. When it comes to just talking, you're perfectly fine. It's just me like what the words insinuates, right? For example, in Swedish we have a word for like something being. It's not sad, but it's more when it comes to like loss, like grief. So when something's like creates grief, I need a word for that. I don't know what word is apt. But in Sweden, we have synd, which is sad, and we have sorgligt, which is when something is kind of a grief, when it creates grief. But synd is like something's unfortunate, right? But that word in Swedish, synd, isn't as absolute nor as indicative of something being in the past as sorgligt is, because sorgligt insinuates far more that something's over, because it's usually tied to a relative dying or something, right? So which makes the word be very absolute. So that's why I like using sorgligt to like when I talk about like my trauma and stuff, like it's sorgligt, it's not sad or unfortunate, because like then it's easier for it to stay in the past and not invite as much as wishful thinking of it changing the past, right? Like it makes it more of a thing that's just done with or whatever, which makes me not think backwards as much, wishing that things could change or such. Yeah. It's very abstract as well, I feel like. I know a guy called Charles Carroll. He goes a bit too crazy with it, maybe, but also not. But he's a very abstract person, and he can't really always tie his thoughts to reality. But he talks about one thing he said that stuck with me is like when you're watching a movie and the movie shows a depiction of a murder, you're still witnessing murder. And that's very interesting, like in a way, because it's true, right? Yeah. But he's a bit more, he leans into that conspiracy theory thing kind of a little bit that makes you unable to give benefit of the doubt to certain things that he feels are doing it on purpose, I guess, kind of, which is dangerous on its own. Welcome back, 123. But it's important to be able to just have those genuine things that are good in your life and not always seek thrills in all its ways. Like a lot of things are one of the things that's popular. Not really, 123. Just no. Where was I? I was talking about something. I don't remember. What was it? Oh yeah, like thank you. One thing that people talk about a lot is like to allow yourself to like, for example, not always have music playing when you're doing tasks, to like learn to maybe do like cleaning tasks without any like music or a podcast and stuff. Or like when you're working out, to also learn to do it without any music coming into your head. Like to let your dopamine be at a healthy level. So, because it's not easy to notice, but it's important to learn to be bored. Isabella, I said it in my Swedish way. Your plane's crashing? Well, that's interesting, right? For with people with ADHD, that actually makes them more normal, you know, because it's like something for their brain to focus on. So it's different for you, Army, right? It's probably different for me too, but I think also my autism makes my ADHD different than yours. But you having something extra to make it not be boring makes you more centered, not less, you know? So for you, it's a good thing. So it's a difference of a personality. It's like how I said earlier that we there's not always the same solution to the same question. No, yeah, we don't all have the same solution to the same problem. That's what I meant. No problem, Isabella. But yeah. Oh yeah, right. What plants to plant? What plants? What plants to plant? Scheiße, Scheibe, Scheibe, Schiebe. Whatever. I mean, I'm wondering if maybe I should, like, because I could do. Yeah. And also that you need different answers based on where you're at in the journey, right? To because it's a bunch of different steps, small steps to make a big change. I want to do corn, and the corn I need to pre-sow. I can't think about what to plant. I don't know where to start. I guess what do I want to plant? I want to plant gherkins. I think yes, I picked like all the vegetables I picked out. I wanna sow, but I don't think I'll be able to do all of them. True. I also don't think I'm in a state of making choices. I've been talking a lot and I'm a bit pooped out in the head. Let's pick two things. Let's pick all of them. All of them, I say. Jesus loves you. I have a girlfriend. Oops, almost messed up. Oh, thank you though. Because I have these baddies. I got these bad boys. That I bought from Lidl. And I mean, I can do a bit of everything, I guess. Because they come with the LED lights. Yeah. And the light, right? 6 hours, 12 hours. Okay. So what's the point of... That's not necessarily true, but I saw that, I mean, I have enough, like I have this times 3, right? So I can do like 12 of each. And then I could give some seedlings away to people, possibly, you know? Symbols used. Oh, that's kind. They have a instructional guide for how to set it up. That's very nice. I'm pretty sure I could have figured out that on my own, though. Where does the USB go? What? USB go where? For some people. Yeah, true. But also, I feel like not everyone tries to actually, they don't actually like read up. They just kind of plant water. It should be enough, right? But I mean, maybe that's enough. But for example, the first time I tried planting, I just put the seeds too tightly together. And I probably didn't water them enough. How deep does this go? How deep does it go? Ow. Yeah, about 4 centimeters. That's plenty. Wow. Wowee. I caught it. I'm so smart and talented. And I'm also curious as to how much of a mess my cats can get into with this. Lots of room. Lots of room. Maybe the most room. Maybe the most. I don't know. That's what they say. Does this come with the ability to have... Okay, does this clip on though? Because if it does, my cats shouldn't be too able to fuck it up. Right? Doesn't seem that way, but I think I could figure something out. And this goes on here. Yep. The LED lights. You can kind of move it too, to the left and right. I'll just leave it in the middle, I think. Animation box version 1. No, Dr. Sola, this will change the world. Ruh-roh. 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 Wow, beautiful. Well, let's do some research on well, the carrots can be sown directly. I don't need to put them outside. So can the tomatoes. To the 4, 30 to 40, okay. So I'm not gonna do this. This one's gonna wait, this one's gonna be outside. Corn, and I have what, 12? Okay, so this is going in here. This can be sown outside too. This can be outside too. Maybe do that inside. And then broccoli. You have 60 to 70 broccoli seeds here. Huh. This is hard. Let's do tomatoes and corn for now. Should we do this too? Should we do chilies as well? Oh, I should actually check if I know if I have tools or not to borrow. Because I asked my landlord yesterday, and he said he was going to ask a neighbor that lives around here that he knows might have stuff. So I know if I can start or not. Maybe I'll do some gardening tomorrow morning. Prepare my garden bed for plants. Yes, yes, yes. I do have a new mail. Oh, it's from Amazon. Okay. I guess he just started working though, so I guess he doesn't know. Sad. I think I'm gonna call it quits there maybe. On the stream, I mean. I'm pooped out and I need to to do some me time, to recharge for the birthday party. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, especially you, Gentleman Army. It was very nice to have you. I see you joined the Discord. Thank you for hanging out to everyone. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.